Hey again, everyone. Hey, howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to TC Connor Photography and the very first video of 2024. Thanks for coming in and stopping by. I appreciate it. The video that will follow this short intro is I'm kind of wanting to call it a tutorial, but since I'm still learning myself, it's a little demonstration of my editing process that I'm changing to this year. I started last year editing my photos different, and not only that, but I came across Blake Rudis's F.64 Academy, and I joined that and took some courses. And one of his courses was Discovering Your Vision. Back when I started photography, I guess I got serious about it in 2006. And I never knew anything about what a vision was when I was taking photos and what I wanted to do, and never gave it any forethought or considered what I wanted to do when I got to a place wherever I was going to do some photographing, mainly because I was a garden writer and I took mainly flower photos. And you don't need to do anything when you get to a garden and there's a bunch of beautiful flowers. You point your camera, press the shutter, and there you go. But things have changed since then, and I'm going in another different direction with my photography, kind of in a different direction. But basically, it's giving some serious consideration, serious thought into what I'm doing with my camera and where I'm going and how I'm editing my photos. And that all leads to or is preceded by a vision, a particular vision that I want to express in my editing, and I want to bring out and let you guys see. I wrote down the little note, says a look that matches my vision of what I want the viewer to feel, see, and experience. So this edit that's coming up on this video here, it's completely different than any of the photography, any photography that I've been doing in the past. But I do have a particular vision, kind of in mind with the photo that you're going to be seeing. But hopefully you'll enjoy it and maybe get something out of it. I will try to explain a little bit as I'm going how I'm editing and what I'm doing with the software that I use, which I've changed my editing workflow also. And this will be starting in Lightroom and then send it into Photoshop to do the special treatment, make the magic happen with the vision, expressing it more. But this one, I don't know, you may not even think or I may not even try to really express any kind of a vision because it's quite different. My next image after this one, I'll probably take you guys along with me. I have something in mind that I want to do, and it's involves getting out and then just driving a little bit, really 10 minutes away from here. So right now, I think I've rambled on enough. Let's get right into the editing, and I'll see y'all there on the computer. Hello. Welcome to the very first edit of 2024. And we will be editing an image of one of these feathered chickens. As opposed to an unfeathered chicken. Yeah. And on a day recently at my wife's cousin's house, who lives pretty close to us. It was the Saturday before Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. I decided on the specific chicken, which isn't, it's a rooster actually. And the rooster is right here. That's the rooster we're going to be editing. And his name is Harry, Harry the rooster. Trying to get a chicken to stand still for you while you take its photo is near impossible. So this was the best photo, and you can see he's blurry there and practically everywhere else. He was moving. I did get him in a neat pose there. I think he was getting ready to walk. He may have been getting ready to scratch over what he did there. But anyway, it's a rather attractive rooster. So the first thing I did, and I'm not going to, do this with you guys. I did bring the image. I opened the image up in Topaz Photo AI. Okay, and it did all the what I needed it to do, and it gave me the image that I will be working on. But first, we're going to compare the Topaz Photo AI with the raw image that I took before. And you can see here, this is the one before, and you can see that it's just blurry. But Topaz Photo AI did this, which is amazing. But there's that, and there's this one. It's just this AI stuff that they're doing now and progressing along with the AI is amazing to me. There's I don't know. Some people are afraid. Some photographers are afraid of it. Some people think it's going to take over the human mind part of photo. It's a tool he uses to enhance, and that's my use of it too. So we're going to use this image here to start the process of trying to do a hyper-realistic image. And we're going to start by editing this rooster here, Harry the rooster. We don't really need to see this side panel, so we'll shut that down, give us a little bit more room. I can also, I was going to say, I can close that down too, but that's okay. I think we all can see that pretty good. If I want to give it a little zoom, and you just hold down your mouse button until it turns into that emblem, and then you can zoom up or out and back and out, and then click it, and it will go back to that setting there. So the first thing that I think, before any editing, before I do anything else, since I am starting and trying to express a vision, this one in particular, since it's a hyper-realism or hyper-realistic kind of an image that I'm going to be doing, the only vision that I have here is of a beautiful chicken with vibrant coloring, and onto some type of background. I'm not sure what type of background yet. I haven't. I did one other one, kind of a practice one. It wasn't of Harry here. It was of another chicken, and I did use it's called Firefly, Adobe Firefly, to make a backdrop for me, and that came out pretty cool. But this one here for Harry, I haven't decided on whether I'm going to use a specific pattern backdrop or what I'm going to do yet. But right now, what I need to do is do a little cropping. So that's what I usually do when I open an image and look at it, see if it needs any cropping. There's different settings for the crop tool. If you press your O key, it will cycle through these grids, and you can choose one. They're all named. I forget what the name of them are. This one is the golden spiral. If you feel like maybe you want to crop your image, this is the spot where you'd want that, and you click it again, and it gives you this, and you click it again, gives you that. This is the thirds. This is the fifths. That's diagonal. I don't know what the name of that one is. That's a triangle. sometimes you can hold the option or the whatever. Let me see. It's the option key on the Mac, and I forget what it is on the Windows computers. But sometimes you can hold the option, and it will. In this case, it don't cycle through anything different with that one. And there's the golden ratio, which is the one I use, which is the one I'm going to use on this crop. I want to get rid of this down here, and I could use the erase tool, but that's just easier for me to crop it out. I don't really need much thing. I'll use the erase tool to get rid of that little glob of junk down there, and maybe I want to keep that right there on Mr. Harry's eye. So we'll get it about like that. And then we'll hit the enter key or the return key, and then there we go with the crop. And what do I want to do now? I usually, after I make my crop and get rid of the, some annoying things that I don't like to see, maybe I'll go back in and edit that little stick out. It's kind of bothering me a little, so maybe we'll do that. And we'll just get that one there. And I don't know why, it blurred it like that. Don't really particularly care for that. So I'm going to Command Z and start over. I don't know why. It seems like in Photoshop, and I think I will wait to do that. That remove tool in Photoshop for some reason is better than the one here in Lightroom. And we'll go back into the edit tool. Hit E here. And I'll give it the auto button. A lot of people don't really care for auto. I mean, I just do it to give me a basic starting point, and I think that's a good starting point. And sometimes I'll use Blake has created some presets to use that also helps. But for this one, to make it, I guess, a little bit quicker, I'm not really going to be going in and using the presets. Okay, so we're going to go with a mask for the rooster's eye, Harry's eye. We're going to brighten that up so it will be more noticeable, and he'll be more handsome if you can see his eye better. So we're going to do a mask, which is this M key, create a mask. And we'll take the brush, and we're going to come right in here with the brush and brush a mask on his eye. And then we're going to go to the exposure and bump up exposure until his eye is a little bit more visible, something along those lines. The before and the after. Maybe I need to get a little bit more, crop some of this out of here so we can give more focus on our rooster. But maybe I'll wait till I'll take it into Photoshop and just select subject, and it will get the rooster out anyway. And I'm not going to be needing any of that because I'm going to take the rooster, Mr. Harry, and put him on a different backdrop. So that is looking pretty good to be exported into Photoshop. I don't see a shortcut to edit to bring it into Photoshop. I guess you just got to right click. And we're going to take it into Photoshop. And I don't know why it says that. I don't know. Continue. I don't think I've ever seen that pop up, but it's opening up in Photoshop as we speak. If you there was a little progress bar. And here we are in Photoshop. Just a regular layer here. And turn the layer on and off. But it's just locked here. We unlock it, and then if we turn it off, it will disappear. Boom. wasn't that neat. We are going to reset those colors over here to the defaults. And I think I had the brush tool. No, I had the magnifying glass tool. I think that's it. No, I had a dodge tool up I was doing before. So we'll hit the V, get back into our move tool. And this is our image. We are going to get this subject out here on a layer all its own. And to do that, we go to select subject, and let's see how good of a job Photoshop does. It has selected everything except that bottom part of his leg and this one part of his claw, or whatever you call the foot of a chicken. I don't know why I didn't select all of that. We're going to add to that selection here and get that all taken care of. Okay, I had to pause the video, pause my work, and do some pretty heavy refining with Mr. Harry here. And it took a good while, so this is the before, and that's the after. So that is the image I will use as soon as I go find the proper hyperrealism backdrop I want to use. And as soon as I find that, we'll come back and continue this exciting journey, this exciting edit. All right, so a little lesson, if you will, on the Adobe Creative Cloud Firefly app. If you're into Adobe Creative Cloud, if you have a subscription, which I do, just a photography plan, you go up to your icon here, and then we'll open up into Adobe Firefly like this. And close-up of detailed. Oh, this is where you put in your prompt. Dreamy, misty pattern. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it finds just by using that. And then you can refine it over here. Let's see what it gives us. Ooh, look at there. That doesn't look half bad to me, folks. You know what? I think I don't know, maybe this one. And I can further go the bokeh or bokeh effect, layered paper look, painting. Let's do painting. Oh, hyper realistic. That's what we want. Wow. I like this one. I wonder how Harry would like that. He could be like in his own little world, just doing what roosters do in his hyper realistic world here. Why don't we use this one? Alrighty. I think I've found the correct backdrop to use, and I'm going to do that right now. Move my rooster, or move Mr. Harry onto the backdrop by using the move tool here, and I'm just going to grab it on the trackpad and go up and into this image here and down, and then release. And then I want to proceed, and then I'm going to do the Command T, go down so I can grab the image here and bring Mr. Harry into the scene as a giant rooster. Well, I don't know. This is hyper-realism, you know. This is hyper-realistic. So, continuing on with the edit, where do I want Harry to be? Do I want him to be like more this way, or do I want to make him big and bring the image down to size a little bit, or the layer? I'm not sure what would look best. It's just 6 of one, half a dozen of the other for what I'm trying to do, which at this stage in the game, I don't really know what I'm trying to do other than just playing around, experimenting with how I want my image to be, what I want it to be. I think I like Harry bigger. Maybe make him coming into the scene. I don't know. Maybe just leave it like that, and then you all can just imagine a hyper-realistic vision of your own and see what you come up with. La-ti-da-ti-da, what to do. Harry needs some work. I need to make it a little bit bigger here. We need to do something with Harry to give him more, I don't know, like he's really in this scene here somehow. I'm not sure how to go about doing that. Maybe masking some of him away into the background might work. We'll get him masked into we'll use a different brush. Let's use one of these brushes here, and we'll slightly do some masking, blending options here, and make Harry kind of transparent, like he's blending into the scenery here. And if this doesn't work, well, we'll do something else. This is hyper-realism, you know, so. Okay, what I want to try before I do any more masking out Mr. Harry, I want to try a blend mode on this chicken, on him, and see if I can get his color to more match what that is in the background, what I've used for the backdrop. So we're going to put a solid color gradient on him, and that's not going to be black. We will use something along we can always change it later, something along those lines there. And we'll change the blend mode. What do we want to change the blend mode to? Overlay, maybe? Soft light. And we'll drop the fill down on that. Yeah, now that's also going into my backdrop layer, which I don't want. And I haven't used this panel here, this blend if panel. As a matter of fact, there is a there's a lesson on it. And I still have to take and work on the lesson, get the lesson, so I can learn how to use this panel. Affects only the shadows. Protects the selected layers. Highlights. All right, so that helped bring some of that out of the. Yeah, that gives Harry what I'm wanting it to give. Well, I don't want him to disappear. I still think I might do some masking like that, make him still look a little bit more transparent, like he's actually walking in the. He just blend him in with the backdrop there, like he's a. I don't like that big swath there, so we'll go back to by hitting Command Z. Maybe just I don't know if it's hyper realism. You can do and use your imagination. I guess when I'm thinking as I'm doing, I'm just kind of like making it up as I do these edits. Like Mr. Harry here is a kind of a ghostly rooster here in this orange woods. And the more I'm working this way with it, actually the better I'm liking it. As Harry becoming a ghostly looking rooster. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm experimenting with it as I go. Do you think Harry is still too big? We can always change that. And I'm going to sharpen him up too here directly. Now, do I want to? I don't know. If I drop the opacity on Harry some, of course that's going to give him a real ethereal look. The other one I did on the other chicken, I shared it with my daughter, and she said it ended up in the back looking like it was a peacock. So I don't know. I don't know what she would think of this one. Sometimes I use my family as, I get their opinion, but it's good that she imagined something else. I mean, sometimes we can't predict what the viewer will see in our image. We can only, by using edits and how we edit an image. So I'm liking that. But I'm not sure about the color. If I want to play around with this, I don't know. What's that do? That darkens, gives it more contrasty stuff. That kind of looks kind of neat. I think I'm going to kind of leave it this dark. for now. And maybe if we bring the opacity back up on Harry a little bit. And maybe do something with him, with maybe lighten him up maybe a little bit with some dodging and burning. We'll have to see. I could do a exposure level or not. I don't know. It's just whatever you see a person sees fit. And right now, let's do a little sharpening on Harry with the Zone System Express. Okay, I like how that worked. Maybe we'll do, because I want this area to be a little bit lighter around his comb there, which is what that red thing is on a rooster's head or a chicken's head. It's a comb. Learn something new every day, don't you? Keep watching TC Connor Photography and his YouTube channel, and you'll learn even more. Ha ha ha. Hopefully you're having a good time. I'm having a good time, even though this video is probably going to be 3 hours long or something like that. Probably not that long, but we are going to try to do a little radial spot in using Blake's Zone System Express 7 panel. It gave us this color gradient here, which is okay for now. But in order for me to really see where the spot is and to fix it the way I want it, I have to put the fill all the way up and make the scale real tiny to where it's just a little teeny tiny dot as such, and then I can move it around to where I want it. And I want it like right in here. I mean, his eye, I did brighten it up in Lightroom, but I don't think it made I don't think it was bright enough. I don't know if that's going to be where I want it or not. Or I could do something. Let me see. There's different ways you can use it. You can use this angle diamond. We'll start with the radio. We'll start with the radio first. Bring it back over here. And then we'll bring the scale up again. And I'm going to back off that fill here like it was. I think it was at 25 or something like that. And that brightens up the area. And if we move it around, maybe, what do you think? Before, after. That does brighten it up some. Maybe we need a little bit more. Maybe that. Season to taste, as they say. Maybe that was a little too much. How about 30? Oh, I don't need to do that. Okay. Before, after. Yeah, I like how that brightened that up. That area of his head, anyway. But I think this here is interfering with this comb. And I'm wondering if I decrease Mr. Harry's size and get it away from that or move Harry somewhere else. Let's see. Command T. And we can get his comb away from that. Maybe we need to make him over here, like he's floating from the sky coming down. I don't know. Or just... maybe I could decrease the vibrance of that backdrop some. And leave all of Harry in there, because he's got such a pretty tail. Tail feathers are pretty cool looking. What do y'all reckon? Harry's starting to... y'all think he's starting to stand out some? I think he is. That eye, though, I don't know. I was hoping to make that eye a little bit brighter, but this is okay. This is doing okay. Harry's looking cool. He's king of the orange-red forest, I guess. So we're going to make him a little bit more transparent by masking out. Lightly masking out some of Harry. Like he's just appearing from the ethereal. Cool looking. I think it's cool looking, don't y'all? You say yes. There's a ton more you could do when you're just, you're making up things as you go. And I've never played around with this type of stuff, this hyperrealism. But that looks kind of neat right there. I think I'm going to stop before I, decide to add some generative fill stuff and like a giant pterodactyl looking bird up here in the sky or something like that. But we're going to call it a day here, folks, with this very first edit, if you want to call it that, of 2024 for TC Connor Photography's YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys watching. If you've learned something, or if you, even if you didn't, if you thought it was cool or neat, drop me a comment. Say it was too long. Say I didn't like it. Comment about why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? I'm still learning as I go, and any creative input, constructive criticism is always welcome. So we're going to say goodbye, Harry, for now, and we will see you guys next week, if not before. And as my good friend Marvelous Marv always says, until next time, until next video, y'all be easy.